Let's talk about shame and emotional sobriety. Thank you for joining me today. So, why am I talking about these two together? You may say, I'm not in drug and alcohol world. I'm not in 12 step. I'm not in recovery. I'm not struggling with sobriety. This term, emotional sobriety, is relevant to all of us. And it is the specific antidote that we need to heal from shame. So let me explain to you what emotional sobriety is. Emotional sobriety does not mean that you are free from emotions or that you don't feel negative emotions anymore. What it is our ability to feel the full spectrum of all emotions. And while we are feeling them, we're able to remain grounded, centered, and tolerant, resilient of that emotional experience. When we have been conditioned with toxic shame, it is a trauma response. It is a trauma disorder. I believe it is a form of PTSD, and we get what I call shame, toxic shame syndrome, which makes us hypervigilant about how people feel, what they're thinking, and whether we're okay or not okay in this world. So, coming from that place, we end up living from the outside in, where our inside state of emotions and sense of self is dependent on the world around me, is dependent on people, circumstances, and situations. And we end up requiring that the life meets us on our terms. And when they do, all is well. And I get to experience feeling all the things I want to feel. So the solution is outside of us. It is based on outside factors that we cannot control. And it compels us to have a lot of these expectations and rules. Now, this becomes problematic for us because we get confronted with situations that we can't change, we can't fix. And then we continue to struggle. So, this is where emotional sobriety comes in, which is really about a certain level of emotional maturity or a high level of emotional intelligence or ability to regulate yourself. That when we are practicing emotional sobriety, we are not demanding that life meets us on our terms. Instead, we are meeting life on life's terms and we're using our skills to navigate through those circumstances. It's not necessarily that the problem is our problem. The problem is our response to the problem. That becomes our problem. So the emotion's not the problem, it's our response to that emotion that becomes the problem and the consequences from that. So when we're able to radically accept the situation without judgment and really focus on taking the right action, the proper action, and maintaining our sense of self, navigating our emotions, and staying grounded means that I still can feel a lot of negative feelings, but I'm really working at calming my nervous system, regulating my emotions, self-soothing. And all of this requires skills. It requires skills to like effectiveness skills and mindfulness skills and vagal tone exercises and things like that. If you would like to learn more about those skills and how to develop your emotional sobriety, then please come over to my website and sign up on my list. And you'll get information for the upcoming course on healing shame with emotional sobriety so that you can begin that journey and stay grounded in who you are and feel empowered and be masterful so that you end up having emotional freedom. Doesn't that sound so good? So, thank you for joining me. Please subscribe and like this video so that you can get more information on healing from shame with emotional sobriety. And then we can keep doing this journey together. Thanks so much. Bye bye.